Hello everybody. In this video we are going to be taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. We are now on episode 51, and in the last video, I don't think anything happened in the Americas. We saw the German colony finally get released into 3 separate states. This nation, like the actual colour, a bit more orange, I don't know. This lavender nation and this like bluish and this dark blue grey nation. I don't think anything happened in Europe, and I will save the big thing for last. I don't actually remember how many, I don't actually think that many things happened. Although I did get rid of the nuclear alliances. Over here in East Asia, we saw Scotland fall apart, and, I don't really remember what else happened, like border-wise. But regarding where is it? The alliances, yeah, World War One. No, World War Three, the War of Radiation. Also, I don't think any like economical alliances were made. Although we did see Ethiopia leave the the Heptagon alliance, and regarding the Union alliances, those aren't that important. Anyways, we are now we're over a minute and a half in, so let's just get on with this. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe, blah blah blah, all that. Anyways, let's just get on with this. We are actually first of all going to be seeing some nukes get dropped. And we are going to be seeing the nations who are going to be dropping nukes. First of all, if I can turn on the alliance, where is it? Here it is. Actually, I'm going to do one thing real quick. I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to make a new alliance, and I'm just going to Control C, and then paste. And if I did not control, I am so dumb. Go away, enigmatic encounter. Okay, and now if I do Control C, there we go. I am just going to be having this up just so that I can easily separate it from the actual military alliances. It does mean that we aren't going to be seeing the outline though, which is a little annoying. Anyways, let's look at the nukes that are going to be dropped. First of all, we are going to be seeing China launch 4 of their nukes, which will bring them down from 42 to 38. If I type it in, I did not get the color. So they will be going from 42 to 38. And they will be dropping their 4 nukes in, if I can find it. I think that's 4 pixels. So they are going to be dropping their first nuke in Rome or Italy, and they're going to be having it right in the middle of of Sicily. So that's the first one. The second one is going, actually no, just the final 3 are going to be in Sardinia. And yeah, and that will actually cause something to happen in Sardinia, and that thing is going to be, we see these cities get just destroyed. So yeah, so that's the first nation that's going to be using nukes. The next is going to be the ECAF, and they are going to be using 12 of their nukes, going from 106 down to 106, 94, I think. And where are they going to be launching their 12 nukes? Well, they are going to be launched right here in Africa. If I just slightly decrease the WWA layer, just so I can actually see the cities. The first one is going to be launched, well, the first 2 are going to be launched right by this capital. The next one is going to be launched by Tanzania's capital. In fact, the next 4 are. So that is half of them used. The next one is going to be launched in between the capital of this pink nation and this city. So that is 7. The next 3 are going to be launched in this nation and also here, just so that they can get 2 nations at once. So that is 4, 6, 9, 10. And the final 2, they are going to be dropping in India. One in between these 3 cities and one in between these 4 cities. Sort of like having the same effect that happened in, like, I said it's a Scotland. In whatever school, Sardinia. So those are the current nukes that are going to be used. So let's just get on with the rest of the war. They don't share many borders, if I'm being honest. Like, they really only share a border in Africa and, like, India. So India is just going to be putting their full force into here. So let's see what that's going to look like. We very quickly see Indian forces begin walking into Pakistan, or whatever you want to call this nation, Iran. And they very quickly take half of this nation, or like the old, like, pinkish lavender areas, which were only like, I don't know, like 2 episodes, maybe 3 episodes ago. And they very quickly get reduced down to this. Although we do see the Yemenis Union, they do make an invasion here, and they start to help, like, these guys get liberated. It doesn't help too much though, they only get like 2, 3 cities. Although here in Africa it's a bit bad. We see Nigeria start to invade into this, like, occupied region, very quickly taking it over. If I was to do like a power ranking of Africa, I'd say it would go like this. I'm gonna get the rankings up just so I can sort of base it on it. I would say this is actually inaccurate. I would say that instead of South Africa being 10th, I would say it would instead. I don't know. Also, India's not meant to be red anymore. I don't actually know who it will go to. There's quite a few good candidates. You know what? I'd say Norway would still be in the top 10. So I'm gonna give 10th to Norway. So, Norway. So yeah, if I were to do the rankings of Africa, I would say the strongest nation would be Nigeria. Then it would be South Africa. Then the West African Federation, whatever you want to call it. Then Libya. Then Ethiopia. Then this pinkish nation, like the one that has a similar one to Romania. Then I'd say Africa Unificaria. Then I would say the Polish colony. Ninth, I will go to Ninth will go to Egypt, and 10th will go to Morocco. Anyways, let's just continue this. We are going to be heading back down here because I decided to do that real quick. And we see these guys basically, they basically just lose like full control over this, and they very quickly begin getting invaded into. Like they are not doing very well against the South African military, and not South African, Nigerian military, but not just that. Ethiopia's here, and they are very quickly invading. But not just that. Once again, this pink nation is getting very screwed over. Like, not even just that. Like, Eritrea's in the war, but they're only gonna get that. Although with forces that from down here coming up, well, not from Tanzania. Tanzania is very much screwed. They begin slowly pushing back, or well, not pushing back, but like they stop the invasions. So Ethiopia decides, you know what? We are just gonna start invading into you instead. So they start doing that, and they're doing very well. They managed to get around like any like walls or like defenses, and they are doing very well. Anyways, going away from Africa, we're going to be heading up here because we're going to be seeing a nation join. And that is going to be the nation of, if I can find it, it's going to be the nation of Caucasia. And I don't know what side I want them to join, so coin flip time. Heads is the red team. It's tails. We see these guys join in on the triangle. They don't really join in on any alliance, they sort of just join in on the war. So they are gonna be able to actually send forces into these guys now. And that's gonna, if I can actually find the right layout, that is going to, also I'm not gonna actually have more, it's gonna just be annoying, so sorry. They are very quickly like able to like flood into this nation, and like they get kicked back they get kicked back up to this city, and I'm gonna redraw this. They get like kicked back to these lands. Although there is one area that I would like to join in a war, and that is actually going to be Vietnam. As you can see, they are in no military alliances. They are in an economical alliance, and they are in no union alliances. So you might be wondering, what side are they going to be joining in on? They are going to be joining in once again on the Triangle Alliance. And why is that? Well, Vietnam is scared. The top 10 next to them, like, in fact, all of their neighbors are nuclear powers by definition. So they're a bit scared, because, like, there's probably enough nukes to, like, kill all of their population. So, yeah, but joining was a bit dumb, because you have a top 10 power right here. So we see Bangladesh begin just flooding. Wait, no, not Bangladesh. We see Myanmar begin flooding in. But not just that. We also see this nation that wants to control all the rivers, or is that the pink nation I'm thinking of? Yes. Also, I should have the river layer on. They begin flooding in, eventually reaching up to here. We see the purple nation over here launch an invasion. And that's the last nation that's going to be invading Vietnam so far. Although we are going to be seeing another thing happen. And that is going to be 3 nations joining in on the Triangle Alliance over here in East Asia. Well, 4. And those are going to be the nations of you, and Green China. Also Taiwan. And these guys basically just have the same reason as Taiwan, no, as Vietnam. And they're actually going to have a combined military force. And it's going to be, I'm going to like show the difference, but like it is going to be the same military force. We start to see the Green Nation, like they begin pushing up to China, and they manage to reach this river. But heading over to this like brownish colored nation, yeah, it's not gonna go very well. They are very quickly losing many cities. Like these guys start going down their river. They're taking a lot of cities, and eventually just like this happens, and then like not just that, but a nuke gets dropped on them, which just completely just kills them. Oh yeah, I forgot I have the color in the upper thing. So, kaboom, kabam, kabang, and all 3 were dropped by China, which that was on the nuclear layer. I mean, that was on the nuke count layer. Control X, Control V, and those nukes are going to drop China down from 38 down to 35. So if I just 5, there we go. And that is going to lead to some bad stuff happening to this nation. First of all, they are going to be losing a bunch of cities. This city, if there's a city here, this city, this city, this city, and this city all collapse. These three all collapse. And just like all of these cities manage to somehow collapse. So yeah. It's going kind of bad for this nation. And not just that, but also like the radiation. But I will touch on that in the peace tree, which is definitely, it's not going to be in this episode, don't worry. But speaking of that radiation, it's sort of like going into the green team, which is a bit bad, which is killing some of their troops. But despite that, they still push on, slowly snaking around the coast. And eventually, they actually manage to take a lot of the coast, and, well, a lot of the coast. They take some of the coast. Anyways, heading over to Europe, we're gonna be seeing. Why are you not in the? Why are you not in the thing? Like if I go on the military alliance, what? Concerning. Anyways, imagine you didn't see that. We are gonna be seeing a few nations join in on their own side, but still against the blue team. So I'm just gonna be showing them as the cross alliance just for simplicity's sake. Anyways, those nations that are gonna be joining are going to be Slovakia. We're gonna be seeing Ireland join for some reason. I'm joking, by the way. We're actually gonna be seeing Leningrad, Estonia, and Homa join. And we are going to be seeing the, if I can find it, that is. Where is it? Oh, here it is. We are going to be seeing the entirety of the Octagon Alliance join in on the war. And the nations, well, except these guys, because they're horrified. So if I just control, turn off, boom. You know, I have an idea. I can just do this. Anyways, the nations joining are going to be England, Russia / Moscow. We are also going to be seeing the purple nation join, this new green nation join, and we see this nation join. Also, North Korea. I don't know how I forgot to say North Korea. Anyways, so yeah. But there is like one roadblock between like all-out war. Well, except here, but these guys are holding off surprisingly well. Actually, I'm just going to talk about this real quick. There are a few invasions in this area. One of them is over here. And it stretches down to here. But the rest is like fully like controlled by China. So it looks roughly like this, but it's been stalemated. So you may be wondering, where's the one area that is not allowing them to get through? It's not going to be these guys, because they are in the Unificarian Alliance. And that is death. It's the Siberian nations. The Ural Republic, the the West Siberian Federation. Wait, what ideologies are these guys again? It's the Ural Republic, West Siberian Federation, and the East Siberian Federation. They are all in the way. So we see something surprising. We see not just China. So we see not only China, but of course like China. So we see China declare war on Siberia. But not just that. When they reach this river, they begin going up it until they reach this nation. But not just that. They launch an invasion of this nation. It's gonna have to be another orange color. So yeah, they start an invasion of this nation because they want to do this. They want to enter into Siberia, go through other Siberia, through the Euro Republic, and smash right into the ECAF. And it's not just them, it's also this nation, or this just general alliance doing it. As we see this purple nation begin a push, there was a blue thing there. They begin a push, and they're doing surprisingly well, taking these two cities. But also this red one is doing it, and they are also going surprisingly well. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Siberia, they're a pretty big nation, but they're also a decently weak nation. So they can't really fight back against like half of, well, not half. I'd say maybe like 30-ish% of the Indian military, nearly all of the Chinese military, all of like this area, and like some of over here. So yeah, they really are like gonna die. Anyways, shifting our gaze back down to here, we actually see Vietnam managed to kick these guys back. This river nation gets their claims fully taken. This purple nation begins getting pushed back, eventually getting them fully pushed back to these two cities. And we see, what are you called again? Oh, Myanmar. They get fully pushed back. And if we go on to the stability layer, they are an orange, and technology, not fully opaque. They are less technologically advanced than them. So that is going to cause an invasion into these guys. And it's very quickly going to nearly get their capital. In fact, it gets their capital taken. Anyways, heading over to Europe, let's see what this is going to look like. First of all, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you. You're going to get murdered by the Polish. Poland very quickly just steams into Slovakia. They've been here since like episode like 30 to 32. I forgot when they came, or 29 to 32. They've been in one of them. But they're very quickly just gonna get like completely just like smacked about between Poland and Czechia. Like they are not gonna be living this. The next nation that's gonna be falling, it's going to be human. And they are going to once again also be invaded by Poland. So yeah, this is very quickly going bad. And a joint invasion from Ukraine, or like the central, like the Ukrainian Federation, or whatever you want to call it, they very quickly launch an invasion with Poland. They are going to be the first nation joining. So Poland joins in on this, but also Caucasia joins in. So basically, like, if you border this, like, if you border Moscow, get in on this. We're going to murder them. So Moscow begins getting invaded into. But not just that. I probably should have like shown this a minute ago, but well, we see if I can find it. That is, we see all three of these nations joining on the Triangle Alliance, and that also means that they get to participate in this. Yay! Anyways, enough of the funnies. Um, these guys have a very bad military, but they do have a military. Unlike the Euro Republic, they have well, no, the Western Siberian Republic, they have nearly no military. This is all West. This is all Euro Republic. Anyways, they very quickly managed to reach this river and begin going down it. I want to know what this leads to. It can lead to this if it goes right, and then they can like fortificate or fortify this river, and then they basically just get like 5 cities for free. So yeah. Anyways, heading back down to Africa, let's see what this is going to look like, because I feel like I've neglected it since like the start of the war. I'm going to tell you how it's going to go. It's going to go surprisingly well. Like, just for both sides. This nation, like, all of the border with Nigeria is taken, and Nigeria also begins an invasion into these guys. But we do end up seeing this like pinkish nation. They do end up launching an invasion into Nigeria, taking one city. Anyways, heading down to here, we are just. I'm gonna be honest. Actually, no. I'm gonna be honest. This nation is like being the sixth strongest in Africa. They're dealing with. I'd say if they're. I don't remember if they're in the top 10, but if they're not, they're in the top 15. They're dealing with the top, like in the top 15, another top 15 power, and one of the and the fifth strongest African nation. So they're gonna fall pretty badly. They lose even more of their land, eventually losing like half of it, I'd say. They also lose all of their puppet on here, or puppet over here. And we see the Yemenis Union start like pushing in heavily. In fact, it gets so bad that we just see like pockets just like want to like join in on like Victoria. So we see a pocket here declare independence, but it very quickly gets like just like it just gets fully just like destroyed by the government. So yeah, they don't join. And Tanzania's like, oh, we wanted that land. So too bad. Anyways, we're gonna be seeing some more nukes dropped, and let's see where they're going to be dropped. Oh dear lord. We see 6 nukes get dropped in Baja, California, and 5 of them were launched by this pink nation, and 1 by this nation, which means this nation now has no nukes, and this nation now has 8. But there is going to be a consequence to this, and it's going to be a pretty big consequence. You want to see what the consequence is? Well, I'll show you. We see a part of Baja, California become an island, and I generally spent like 5 minutes trying to get this on all layers to work. And I still have not done the province. This was one province. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll have to do less work. Nice. Anyways, so yeah, we now see Baja California has actually became an island. And now, that's going to put a sour taste in a lot of nations' mouths. And I'm going to tell you what nations. We see the nations of Quebec join, Central Canada, Alaska, the Green Nation, California, Colombia. We see Guyana join, North Brazil, banana colored Brazil, regular Brazil, Patagonia. Why did I forget what Patagonia was called for a sec? So all of these American nations join, but it's going to put some fear into other nations' mouths, and it's going to cause them to join in on the war on their side, because they're just afraid of this happening to them. Those nations are going to be Yellow Mexico, Texas, these 3 American countries. We see the newly made Mexican or Aztec Union, whatever you would like to call it, I do not care. The Yucatan Nation, this Green Nation, Venezuela, Peru, this banana Argentinian, this banana colored Argentinian nation. This orange nation that you can barely see off, so I'm gonna move it. And finally, this green nation. Although there is something that's gonna be happening. These I'm gonna make it like pink so you can see it. Never mind, you still can't see it, I'm just gonna make it black. These 2 nations do not want to hurt Patagonia. And honestly, Patagonia doesn't really want to like hurt them either, so they just like are like, okay, we don't hurt you, you don't hurt me. Okay? And they both decide to agree that. in the Treaty of Cairo. Not really the treaty, but like the Cairo Agreement. You know, it actually sounds kind of cool. I like the sound of the Cairo Agreement. Anyways, we are going to be seeing one last event happen, and that is me checking the Rivulet. Okay, yeah, Rivulet is good. And that is actually going to be happening over here in India, surprisingly enough. And why India? Well, they're going to be launching a lot of their nukes. So if I get the nuke counter, first of all, they are going to be producing a bunch of nukes. They are going to be going from 32 to the grand old number of 78. There is a random river here. Why is there a river there? Go away. You're not having it. In case there's any other random rivers that are in the ocean, I know what I can do. I can go onto the river layer and then boom, they're all gone. Anyways, they now have 78 nukes. And what are they going to be doing with these nukes? They are going to be firing a bunch of them. But to where, you might be asking? I'm going to tell you where. Also, I'm just going to, like, get this on the main color. I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. We see 4 going to, no, a bunch going to Ethiopia. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that'll decrease their total by 5. So they will end up going down to 73. And because we are like mid-war and like also mid-episode, I'm just gonna get rid of this. That can be your 3 for now. So that's the first area that they're gonna be nuking. Next, Nigeria. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is once again gonna be lowering it by 5. Now going down to 68. I should have kept the color for that. Now going down to 68. Kaboom. Where's here it is. We are going to be seeing them launch 10 nukes into the WEUF. And those are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, no, only 5. But these are very well built cities. Like, they are some of the oldest in the world. They withstand the nuclear blasts. So that is once again 5 off the total. So they go from 68 down to 3 or 63. And they're going to be launching one last barrage of nukes. And why and where? Well, it's a strong nation. And they don't want them gaining a lot of power. And they are going to be launching it down here in South America. And they're going to be targeting Brazil. They are going to be launching 1, 2, 3 into these areas. That is just going to completely demolish all cities. Like, they were planning on releasing this as its own nation with, like, a new government and everything. They literally can't. Like, there's nowhere to put their capital. So there goes 3 cities. I mean, 3 nukes. And now, time for the last ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6. That's not how numbers go. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and finally 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And lastly, 21. We see them launch 24 nukes, all into Brazil and their pocket. And that is going to make them go from 63. Wait, how many did I say? I somehow already forgot how many I said. I thought it was 21 or 24. Okay, I tried reviewing the footage, it didn't work, so I have to count. It's 21 nukes. So they go from 63 down by 21 down to 41. So kaboom, bang, back. Damn. But that's gonna have some retaliation. Retaliation from stronger nations. We are going to be seeing these guys launch 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So they go from 101 to 91. So, kaboom. Actually, I'm just going to... There we go. So they go from 101 to 91. I don't want there to be another 1. Because that would be a lot of nukes. Anyways, so that's the first nation retaliating. The next is going to be the WEUF, who are going to be launching 30 of their nukes. And you might be wondering, well, where are they going to be launched into? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7. I should not have said that. I now regret that. 28, 29, and finally 30. So that just decimated India's population. Like, they just lost like 20% of their population. And that is going to make these guys go from 427, dipping below the 400s, but still the most by far, going from 427 to 397. So yeah, that's still a lot of nukes by far. Like, by far the most. Like, I'm pretty sure the second most is like Italy, and they only have 123. So those are going to be the two nations that are currently retaliating. And it's going to have a consequence. A pretty bad consequence. And that is going to be... We are going to... Well, I don't actually know why I came over here. We are going to be seeing China unload 10 of their nukes. I know the last, like, 5 minutes has been nuke, nuke, nuke. But it's the war of, like, radiation. What do you expect? So they are going to be launching 10 of their nukes. And where are they going to be hitting? I'll tell you where they're going to be hitting. They are going to be hitting these cities down here. They accidentally land here, so that's them into the war. They hit these 3, so that's 3. They end up hitting 4. Oh yeah, that was literally 4. 5, 6. And the last 4 are going to be landing there. But the 10th is going to be landing in a pretty problematic situation. It is going to be landing in, not on the coast, but just off the coast of the, no, not the French. It's going to be landing just off the coast of France. Well, off the coast of what I believe was originally Belgium. And why is that bad? Well, it is going to be sinking a small little area. Like, it's not even on the map. You know, yeah, I'll show what it's like on the map. Like, in this series, let's say that there was an island right here. I don't know why. There just was. This island was hit. And it sunk. There was a large Cornish population there. I think you can see where I'm going with this. The Cornish are going to... I'm on the wrong layer. The Cornish are going to be joining in on the triangle lines, despite not being aggravated. Like, they were not hit in the slightest. Like, they were fine. They will be fine if they leave the war, like, if they were not in the war. Although, now, bit of a problem. And England's been militarizing. They weren't able to take out just Wales and Cornwall. But now, in a heavily reduced state, they think that they can take out. They very quickly begin. I'm on the wrong. I did what? Oh, tolerance is up. We see them very quickly reach the Thames. I've seen the Thames a few times in my life. It's pretty peak. And they take what I believe would be. Wait, no, these guys have London. So yeah, they have London. But they begin going out of the Thames. Wait, the Thames is there. Then the Thames is here. Then. Oh no, we hit. They got London. Sorry, guys. London's now English again. Anyways, these guys are very much stronger. And uh-oh, radiation. Anyways, that is going to be the last thing of this video, I swear. Because it's now, I think, longer than the previous video. So yeah, we are going to be finishing here. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to... Actually, I'm just going to turn everything off real quick. Capitals go away. Cities go away. Nuke counters go away. But I will be keeping the actual nuke so we can like see what's been happening. So yeah. Also I didn't realize how horrible it would be to live in Brazil right now. So that's a very satisfying fact. Also Antarctica will not be involved in this war as the LS signed a treaty, like no military stuff in Antarctica. And that included nukes. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, then dang. Anyways, um, yeah, goodbye. Also this is probably gonna be like 3, 4, but probably not 4. It's gonna last longer than the last video, or last walk, because it lasted like an episode. Anyways, goodbye.